Well, good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome to Dahlonega, Georgia, the site of the third game of three in the third weekend series of the Peach Belt Conference slate. Danny Catula with you all, bringing you live coverage on the Nighthawk Sports Network of North Georgia Baseball. It's the Sand Sharks of USC Beaufort there in town, taking on the 23-ranked North Georgia Nighthawks baseball program. After the two wins yesterday, they come in at 18-4, 7-1, which is good for first in the PBC. 13-2 record at home. And USC Beaufort obviously dropped those two games earlier on yesterday, and they sit 9th of 10 in the PBC, 1-7 away from home, 2-6 in Peach Belt Conference contests. And they are going to make the trip back to Bluffton, South Carolina, hoping for something to remember the weekend by. Once again, glad you're with us. Just about ready to get first pitch underway. And if you're with us yesterday, hope it's not too confusing for you. Yesterday, UNG was in the baby blues. This time, that is the color that USCB will bring. And you got UNG in their white strip, black sleeves, and the blue trim, numbers, letters, all of that jazz. Of course, it's the visitors, USC Beaufort, to get things kicked off at bat. And it gives us a good opportunity to run you through that lineup. Carson Phillips once again leads off. It is an unchanged top three in the order from what we saw in the two games previous. Carson Phillips, number 0, the center fielder, a big reason why USCB was competitive in the early stages of those two games. He picked up 4 runs, 4 RBIs across the two games in the doubleheader yesterday. Leads the team coming in with a .351 batting average. Also has the only 3 triples of the year for USCB. Something interesting, they have yet to register a home run on the season. After him, we'll have Seth Robinson, the second baseman, and the DH, Brian Meyer. But for now, let's get things going with Carson Phillips. He is up, and pitching to him a new face this weekend. It's Daniel Courtney, lefty pitcher, a junior, who has worked up a 3.3 ERA on the year. His first pitch, and it is swung at, fouled away to the right. Is it catchable? Would have been, but a little bit too far over for Bowman to claim it. That's Edwin Bowman, the fourth. He is in right field today, wearing the number 5. So Courtney's first pitch is a foul ball, and we've got an 0-1 count to get things kicked off here in the top of the first. Daniel Courtney making his 6th start of the year, coming from Peachtree City. And it's going to be a low and inside ball for ball 1. 1-1 count early on Phillips. Again, he had a big day last time. This time he will send one into right, and it's fair, but it is caught. Bowman got underneath it, and he'll make the first out of the afternoon. So clear the count, and Seth Robinson comes up, second baseman today. Robinson wearing the number 1, coming from Summerville, South Carolina. Graduate of Cane Bay High School. That's a called ball a little bit underneath for 1-0. One down, top of the first. Courtney. This one is hit straight to short. And what looked like a fairly simple throw, anything but on that occasion. A little bit too high, and, well, Philip Ard couldn't get his glove high enough. It'll be I think an E6 is how they'll register it. In the end, not the best of throws coming from Luke Starling over there. Had a very good day at bat and had some solid plays defensively across both games yesterday. He made starts in both those contests. This time, not the best of starts. And so they'll occupy first base for the first time. Seth Robinson is over there. So now we bring you to Brian Meyer. He was typically batting second in the lineup in that Saturday 2-game swing. He's dropped to 3 in the order. DH had a less than productive couple of games as Courtney will throw to first. This is something we saw a lot of yesterday, really from both bullpens. A lot of pitchers trying to pick off first, a little bit more than normal. There was only one that was successful. UNG was able to catch a guy at first. Although, to be fair, at one point, Andrew Zapata looked like he was out at first and was able to scramble his way back and forth between first and second. Now we've seen 3 in a row pickoff attempts, and, well, it seems like we're headed for a similar game in that regard. Can expect a lot of throws in that direction over the course of these 9 innings. Still no score in the top of the first. Got the 1 out. And that's going to be fouled away to the left. Again, it's Brian Meyer up there for Beaufort. Meyer is an outfielder when he is playing in the field. He hasn't all weekend in this case. 6'1", 195 senior coming out of Savannah, Georgia. Very close by, just really the other side of the South Carolina-Georgia border. And, of course, it is the Peach Belt Conference, which lends its name to the geographical footprint of the member schools almost entirely in Georgia. You got a few South Carolina members, though. USC, Beaufort, of course, being one of those. And the South Carolina University system, swing and a miss. And so that will bring us to strikeouts. And out number 2 in the inning, as a matter of fact. So still on first is Robinson off the E6. Meanwhile, Meyer strikes out, and we go to 4 in the order. That's Tyler Kennedy, the catcher. Kennedy to face Daniel Courtney for the first time. His first pitch of the AB is a late call, but a good one. It's a strike. So 0-1 to Tyler Kennedy. Where's number 19 for USCB? 6'1", 185 senior coming out of Preston, Georgia. Southland Academy, where he played his prep ball. That would have been in the zone if not for being a little low. And so we'll bring the count to 1-1. So 1 strikeout and no hits or runs given up so far. That's the stat line for Daniel Courtney. And, well, when we get to the bottom of the first, you'll see we got 2 lefties as far as who's on the mound today, dueling it out, and both happen to be juniors making their 6th start. Daniel Courtney, though, has the edge in ERA and win-loss record. 3.3 ERA we mentioned before. He's 2-0 on the year, and Cam Demichian is his opposite number for the Sand Sharks. As that one's delivered into the zone. Looking at 2-2. One more good pitch would end the top of the first. But Cam Demichian for the Sand Sharks has a 5.5 ERA. And looking at 0-2 in his games of record on the season. Still a whole lot of time to go. Only something like midway through baseball season here in mid-March. Vast majority of conference play still in front of us. And for UNG, they're in a very good spot, obviously leading the conference standings. Only team in the PBC that's currently ranked, but certainly a lot of difficult opponents still to play. That's going to be a little outside for ball 3. We are going to have ourselves a payoff pitch for the first time. You start to look at the early opponents. This is just the third opponent, third weekend of the PBC season for both sides. And for UNG, they have faced, I think, the easier part of their schedule. This one's blasted. Thankfully for UNG, it is foul. Had a lot of distance on it. So I'll bring it back to 3-2. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. Well, just kidding. They're going to try and tag him at first, and I'll be honest, that was the closest one we've had. Robinson didn't quite feel the need to slide, but it was awfully close in any case. Now let's see if we get it. We sure will. It is smacked into right center. Does not look like it has the distance. And true to form, Edwin Bowman gets underneath it. That's the way the top of the inning ends. So we hit the middle of the first, and the Nighthawks will take the bat for the first time today When we come back, you're listening to the Nighthawk Sports Network. Nothing on the board so far. Welcome back. Just about set for the bottom of one. North Georgia going to get a chance to play some offense for the first time today. And leading off like he has all weekend, it's the sophomore who plays like a senior. It's Andrew Zapata, center fielder who had a fantastic day. 6 RBIs across the 2 games on Saturday. Registered 5 runs and 5 hits. That's not a good day. I'm not sure what is. He'll watch ball 1 in his first AB of the day. UNG hoping to have a perfect weekend here. They've already won the series with the 2 wins yesterday. But of course, you start to think about conference standings down the stretch, and even these individual games, when you've already won a weekend, they can make a difference. And I think there's just a different feeling to being able to say you went perfect 3-0 in a weekend. So an early 2-2 count that Apata has worked up. And it's outside for ball 3. Andrew Zapata awaiting the 3-2 pitch from Cam Domitian. Away it comes. Zapata hits it, doesn't get much of it, and Domitian makes the play successfully to first, where Anthony Storzieri is there, the first baseman. So Zapata will ground out to start his day. And we'll bring up the true freshman DH, Noah Darden. Darden, I mean, incredibly talented. Can't imagine the type of stuff he'll be doing in 3 years' time as a senior. Freshman so far, he's a 5'10 lefty batter out of Cumming, Georgia. Something interesting about this Nighthawk roster, every single guy on the team is from the state of Georgia. Not one out-of-state player out there. This one's going to take a hop. It'll find short, and, well, for the second time today, one on each side. The play from short is unsuccessful. So Darden will reach first on another E6, and Riley Frost will check in with the runner on first base. And here in the bottom of the first, we hit the third guy in the order. Frost, third baseman, will watch one in the outside portion of the zone, but still stuck around in there. 0-1 pitch coming from Camden Michigan from Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. 6th start of the year. Hasn't made any non-start appearances. He curled that one into the zone too. A nice pitch. Was showing outside and bent back in at the last moment. 5.5 ERA mentioned at the top of the first for Demichia. Not the best in numbers, but does have a tendency to strike batters out. 16 on the year in what's now 6 appearances. That's 4th best mark in the Sand Sharks bullpen, those 16 strikeouts. And man, if he could string together a good number of Ks today, that would give USCB a really nice opportunity to try and win this game at bat, where they seem to play their best baseball. Well, Frost is going to get hit this time, and that will put him on first. Advanced Darden to second. Remember, he advanced on the erroneous throw from short. Philip Ard is up now, the first baseman for UNG. Ard hailing from Cochran, Georgia, a redshirt sophomore. Only now starting to kind of normalize that redshirt status. Had pretty much everybody on a COVID exemption redshirt, and had the super seniors, and it was kind of hard to tell who was who, how many years you had left. Now starting to get through those final classes of players who were not playing in that 2020-2021 season where everything got disrupted. One is the counts with 1 out. That's to Philip Ard. Ard on the year batting .325. He has faced 80 at-bats coming into today. This will be his 81st if it goes on his record. 2-1 count from Demichian to the first baseman, Philip Ard. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Ard wanted it and just caught a piece. It is fouled behind over to the right. Looking at 2-2. Ard this season, 26 hits, converted that into 20 runs. And he does have 3 homers on the year. One of 8 guys to hit a home run. Most recent guy to add his name to that list was yesterday, Edwin Bowman. Knocked it beyond the wall in left center and was part of a huge batting day. 1 homer in each game for North Georgia yesterday. In the first game, it came from leadoff hitter Andrew Zapata. So this is going to be a walk.
Now batting for your Nighthawks, number 5.
And that'll load the bases for the first time today. Just the 1 out, and, well, we mentioned him before. Here's Edwin Bowman. If he could channel some of what he had yesterday and blast one beyond the fence, certainly be a good time to get it. Bowman with his first at-bat of the day. He'll swing, and he'll catch this. It's a base hit, and it'll bring at least 1 home, most likely 2. Indeed, it is the case. 2 come home on the 2 RBI single from Edwin Bowman, the 4th leading batter on this team. .451 his average, and he continues to bat really effectively. First pitch he sees, blasted into right center, and UNG is on the board. Still only 1 out and runners in the corners. As we bring you to number 6 in the order, that's Luke Starling. Starling had that error in the top of the first. Easy way to shake that off is to do something positive at bat. See what he's got up his sleeve. He will foul this one behind. Starling had one of the more memorable defensive plays yesterday, that second game of the doubleheader. Somehow came up with a diving, sprawling catch, turned into a double play. Luke Starling, one of a lot of underclassmen who head coach Tom Cantrell has trusted in the lineup this season, and they have paid him off for that trust. One of the better years in UNG baseball recent memory. Earlier on this season, they celebrated 25 years of UNG baseball out here, quarter century, and they are currently in the top 25. First time in a while that's been the case. First time this season as well. Snuck in at number 23 after receiving votes a week ago. That one nearly escaped the grasp of Kennedy behind the plate for USCB. Able to contain it, though. We are up to 2-2 with just the one out. Runner in scoring position is Ard. Also got Bowman on first after he grabbed the 2 RBIs. That's underneath for 3-2. So we got a big pitch coming here. 3-2 count, one out in the bottom of the first, and UNG could really break this one open early on. Dimitrian will pitch this one. It's in play. Double play opportunity. Out at second and out at first. Big way to get out of the jam for Bufords. And they are going to hold UNG to just 2 when it looked like it could have been a lot more. Luke Starling grounds out, turns into a double play, and that ends the first. Top of the second is coming. UNG with a good start, 2-0 lead here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Come right back. Welcome back, friends. Top of the second inning here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. It's UNG on top of the Sand Sharks. 2-0 as we start inning number 2. Daniel Courtney's still out there after a clean top of the first. No hits, no runs given up. There was that one error. No fault to Courtney's. And we're right in the middle of the order for USCB. Hunter Miller is up there. Right fielder. And he will watch 2 balls early in the count. That pitch is high, so make it 3. As Miller is on the precipice of being walked. Miller coming from Fort Pierce, Florida. Fort Pierce Central High School grad. And, well, that's ball 4. So, first walk of the day. And he can put the right fielder, Hunter Miller, on first. That'll bring up Carson Weathers now. Weathers is a true freshman from Blythewood, South Carolina. And Buford, obviously, from the Palmetto State of South Carolina, but they've got a footprint in a lot of different places. The throw to first not in time. Miller got back to the base pad with plenty to spare. And it was a strike in the meantime, so 0-1 to the Blythewood native Carson Weathers. But Buford's got, I think, a lot more guys from other places, other states. This will be a base hit. And first and second now occupied. First base hit of the day, and it comes from Weathers, 6th in the lineup. So we come to Anthony Storzieri. first baseman, and he comes from right there in Bluffton. If you're wondering why it's USC Beaufort and they're officially from Bluffton, they do have a Beaufort campus, but the flagship campus is in Bluffton nearby. 3 total campuses for USCB. That one is away from the zone, ball 1. Yeah, about as local of a local product as it gets, Anthony Storzieri. Came in as a substitute in the second game, but this is his first start of the weekend. 6'2", 183 junior, bats and throws with his right. Storzieri is going to fly this one just past third, and the play is made and right by Bowman. And he sure has had a solid start on both sides. He's got 2 flyouts defensively now, and his first at-bat was a 2 RBI single, you recall, in the first inning. So that is out number 1 of the inning. Good time to get it. Here at the top of 2 with first and second. Currently holding players in baby blue. We come to Hudson Morgan, the shortstop, 8th in the order. And, well, he nearly got hit. It was not the best of placements from Daniel Courtney. Courtney again 2-0 on the year. ERA under 3.5. He does have a save as well accredited to him this season. This one is going to be shoveled to second. Throw to first is in time. And a double play on one end leads to a double play on the other. And both of them coming in really opportune moments defensively. USC Beaufort was threatening to get on the board, but no dice. UNG makes a double play in the nick of time. No score still for the Sand Sharks. UNG hoping to add to their 2-run lead. When we come back, it's the bottom of the second. Right here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Jorge Arisparo is up for UNG, and we are back for the bottom of the second inning. Glad you're with us here on the Nighthawks Sports Network, either on the PBC network or on YouTube, for live coverage of UNG baseball. 2-0 lead for the home team against USC Beaufort, the Sand Sharks, as Arisparo will face his first at-bat of the day. Watched a strike and is now fouled on away, so early 0-2 count for him. It was a great first leg of the doubleheader for Arisparo. Second game not quite as destructive offensively, and awfully close to being strike 3. It's called a ball. 1-2 count. No outs here in the bottom of the second. You got Arisparo, the left fielder today, followed by Brady Skipper and Bryson Stripling to round out the 9 in the lineup today. Not guaranteed that we'll get back to the top of the order until inning number 3. Another one fouled away, so we're still at 1-2. Arisparo from Lawrenceville, Georgia, went to Archer High School. with a 2-2 count, the 6-foot junior will face another pitch. Adispuro on the year, 276 his batting average, and he will improve on that, puts it in play in the gap into short right. Over the head of the second baseman, Robinson. And with that, the trap music sounds, and you know it's Brady Skipper up when you hear that. He'll be up trying to improve on what Adispuro put together to kick off the bottom of the second. Adispuro with the base hit, single, he's on first. 22nd hit of the year for Jorge Adispuro, and Brady Skipper, well, he's already got 23 hits of his own on the year. Only 13 runs on those. And Skipper, one of few guys that you could truly say is kind of a big hit guy. A lot of UNG players in this lineup tend to be base hitters. They just kind of beat you in a war of attrition. Slowly but surely is how they work their way up the scoreboard, and they do tend to score a lot. But Brady Skipper, one of those guys who can hit bombs, and he's proven it this season. 3 homers, 1 triple as well. That'll be a strike up the middle of the zone, so you got 2-1. That's what Brady Skipper's looking at. Skipper, a sophomore from Broxton, Georgia. Came from Coffee County High School. Here's the 2-2. This is in that exact same spot. It'll drop as well. First and second are occupied by 2 straight single hitters. And we will head to 9 in the order. Bryson Stripling, the catcher. Try to keep the party going early on in the bottom of the second. 2 straight base hits in the same little gap there. That'll do just fine for the Nighthawks. And again, it's what I mentioned a moment ago. That's the way that they beat you. It's consistent base hits, finding gaps. Feels very intentional where UNG puts the ball in play. It's obviously what every coach wants, and is about as well coached a unit as you're going to find across the nation in Division II. Tom Cantrell, 25th season at the helm of the Nighthawks here in Dahlonega. That'll be a successful sack bunt to advance runners to second and third. Adispuro on third. And you got Skipper in scoring position as well. Stripling was out at first. And, well, let's go back to the top of the order with Andrew Zapata. Talked about it in the first. He had a huge day across the 2 games on Saturday and looking to keep that going here. Had the ground out in his first AB. This time it's going to be a fly out. Although stealing home in the process is Adispuro. Add another run for UNG. Makes it 3-0.
Back up to bat, number 37, Noah Darden.
So 2 down now. And a fresh count as we head to Noah Darden. Freshman DH is back up there. Advanced on an error in inning number 1. And ended up scoring a run that way. As, well, they're going to call that strike 1. 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. Already a 3-0 lead early on. 3 hits, 3 runs for UNG. Solid start. That's also in the zone. Pretty consistently wide strike zone from the home plate umpire today on both sides, something that obviously pitchers love and batters have to work against. one of those things about baseball is it's up to the discretion of the umpire on the day, and, well, that's going to be a ground out to first. Darden not able to get it in and going that time. So that ends the second inning. Top of the third is next. It's Nighthawks 3, Sand Sharks nothing, with UNG putting 2 and 1 together respectively in the first two frames. Top of the third's next. Stick with us right here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. We hit inning number 3 in the third game of the weekend. USC Beaufort at bat, down 3-0 to North Georgia. Here in Peach Belt baseball play. Strike delivered by Daniel Courtney is out there for his third inning of play. Going up against Sebastian Biggs in the bottom of the order for USCB. This is sent over to third. And a nice throw as Biggs was headed there in a hurry trying to beat it out. Couldn't quite do it. As Riley Frost makes the throw in time to Philip Ard. So an early out here in the top of the third. Not what the Sand Sharks were hoping for. They'd like to try to keep pace with UNG as much as they can, especially in these early innings, because they've tended to struggle down the stretch, giving up a lot of runs with their bullpen. Big key for them is going to be first trying to avoid those bullpen troubles, but even if they do show up, being able to bat strongly enough to keep pace, well, that'll certainly help. I think that's more what they had in mind. And, well, it's a nice play, and the throw to second is in time. Arizpuro had actually bobbled it and left for a moment, but recovered, threw to second. And, well, it was a great hit from Carson Phillips, improving on his solid day. Let's see what they decide here, if they give him the hit and call him out trying to steal second, or how they decide to do that. Yet to be seen, but 2 outs in any case. And it's a 1-0 count now as we hit second in the lineup at Seth Robinson. That'll be a strike, so 1-1. Daniel Courtney, his defense has made this top of the third easy on him so far. One more to get down. That'll help. Swing and a miss from Robinson. Makes it 1-2. 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Courtney, 2-2 pitch. It is hit right there into left center again. And the catch is made. Arizpuro is there in time. That does it. Top of the third was quick and painless for North Georgia. They'll head to the bottom of the third, up by 3, and that's where we'll leave you. Bottom of the third is coming next. You're listening to the Nighthawks Sports Network. Don't go away. Okay, we hit the bottom of the third inning. And it's North Georgia 3. USC Buford still with nothing on the board despite 2 hits. And at bat for the moment, it's Riley Frost. Still pitching is Cameron Midshien, the Pennsylvania native. With the 5.5 ERA, throws a swinging strike to make it 1-1 early in the count. Riley Frost batting .310 on the year. He has played and started in every game this season for UNG. And came into the day with 84 at-bats on the year. Frost did not record one as he was hit by a pitch earlier, so this is 85. It's put in play. Can he run it out? He can. He was helped by a missed catch, I think. I think we'll give him the hit, give him the benefit of the doubt that time. That's sounds good to me. Riley Frost will head to first one way or another, however you want to score it. And so he's there, no outs. Philip Ard is up. I'll tell you what, I'm very glad I am not on double duty today, having to run the stat book again. That was some tough work. I have a lot of respect for the people who do that. And y'all who were listening yesterday had to bear with me a couple of times because we had to pause things on the broadcast side and go figure out what was going on with the stat software. Today I get to leave it up to the professionals. 1-1 the counts. Ard is up, Frost on first. Nobody out. Ard thought he saw something. Swung and missed. We got 1 and 2 for the redshirt sophomore. Ard batting .325 on the year. That's kind of right where a lot of Nighthawks are parked, as well. That is a called strike 3. USCB grabbing the strikeout. He's out.
Back up to bat, number 5, Edwin.
So 1 out in the inning. And it's still just Frost on first. We'll bring Bowman back, who has the 2 RBIs off his single back in the first inning. That was his only AB so far. This one is cracked into center. And underneath it making the play is Carson Phillips. And it's easy to say it's an easy play to make, but at the same time, you see those get dropped pretty often. It's not quite as easy as it looks. You got the sun out there. Phillips making a solid play. And that's out number 2. So UNG trying to keep the inning alive and keep the scoring flowing freely. It'll be up to Luke Starling to make that the case. This one's creeping a little inside, and it'll be ball 1. Bottom third action between the Nighthawks and the Sand Sharks. That'll be outside for ball 2. Cam Dimitrian so far, he's given up 4 hits, 3 runs. And he will deliver a 3rd straight ball, so a 3-0 count. He's got 1 strikeout looking to his credit. None swinging so far. And that's going to be strike 1 in the meantime. 3-1 his count. Just the 1 strikeout. He has given up 3 runs, all of them earned. 10.13 ERA at the moment. And he has now walked his second batter of the day. Starling will head to first and will keep the inning going. So up comes Jorge Arispuro. Made a couple of plays here at the top of the third on defense. We'll see if he can get anything going on the offensive end here. He does have the one hit so far, was a single. And that one's over the plate but low. And before we get the 1-0 pitch, Tyler Kennedy, the catcher, comes out to have a chat with his pitcher, Camden Minshean. It's been slightly different trajectory, a little bit of a different makeup to this game than what we had in the previous two. Two similar score lines, similar ways that UNG got ahead. Low scoring in the first three, and in the fourth, USCB broke it open both times. Nighthawks came right back and scored a lot in a hurry to put themselves in control down the stretch. And today we're seeing more consistent, solid play from the Nighthawks from the outset. Of course, those 2 runs in the first inning. Grabbed one in the second as well. Mound visit's over, and, well, it had some measure of success. Strike up the middle. It's 1-1 to Arispuro. Remember, 2 outs. First and second have runners on him. Arispuro launches this one over second. Play is made. Oh, is that going to be in time? No. A little bit of a risky decision to try to run, but Frost got there, took the risk, and it paid off. Now runs in all 3 innings for UNG. And they lead 4-0. Frost comes home. It's an RBI single for Arispuro. And on second is Starling. So let's go back to Brady Skipper. He'll watch one go inside. Still 2 outs, still runners on first and second. Only difference is 1 more run on the board thanks to Jorge Arispuro's single. Skipper slaps this one into left. Might have the length, not quite. It'll hit the wall and bounce off. Still going to do some damage. And another RBI. Well, not the best of fielding, but that's a good spot to drop the ball, I guess. No more damage done. Another run, though, for UNG. Make it 5-0 for the Nighthawks. They got runners on second and third. It's an RBI double for the Broxton, Georgia native, the sophomore Brady Skipper. Back to the bottom of the order with Bryson Stripling. Stripling, the catcher. Still no official ABs for him. The sacrifice hit earlier on is all he's put together. Can he beat out the throw to add another run? Not quite. A fielder's choice ends the inning, and it is a 5-0 lead after 3. Third of the way through this one, and everything going to plan for the Nighthawks. Sand Sharks have tended to have something up their sleeve in the 4th inning, so stick around. See if Buford can put some more 4th inning magic together and make this one a little more interesting. Find out when we come back. This is the Nighthawks Sports Network. Welcome back. It's the top of the fourth here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. USC Buford back to bat, and that one found the very, very corner of the zone. Daniel Courtney, a nice pitch. And that one did not. Don't ask me why or how. Brian Myers up there. It's a 1-1 count at the moment. It's just some things in baseball that remain a mystery to all of us. Those two pitches in sequence is one of those. And there's a strike, so call it 2-2 in the first at-bat of the fourth inning. Buford trying to get on the board. They've got a 5-run deficit working against them. Courtney had that one coming towards the plate in a hurry, and it's fouled off to the left. We will try this again. Courtney with another 2-2. This one is played right to first and unassisted. Philip Ard will make that play. Easy enough. One down for UNG in the top of the fourth.
Back up to bat, number 19, Tyler Kennedy.
So still the 5-0 lead and one out in the top of inning number 4. And we'll go to the catcher, Tyler Kennedy, fourth in the order. He swings late and missed it. 0-1 to him. Kennedy for Buford has a fly out so far. He was also left on base on one occasion. 0-2 to him. Courtney's pitch is underneath. 1-2 with the one out, nobody on for the Sand Sharks. It's got to be one of the cooler names in the conference. USC Buford. An audible groan around us here in the press box at Bob Stein Stadium. The UNG faithful wanted to see that called a strike. It was close to the zone. 2-2. That is inside. And we move to 3-2. Payoff pitch coming. Courtney's found everything but the zone these last couple. This time it is hit over to right. It looks uncatchable. Yeah, it'll hit the roof of the field house to the right of us. Was here a little early today and was able to go check it out. Cool little facility kind of in between the baseball and softball diamonds. And that's just kind of a general theme of what's going on here in Dahlonega. Gorgeous facilities all across campus. Of course, Lynn Cottrell Arena, the Convocation Center at UNG, playing host to the Southeast Regional of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championships. That's going on this weekend, too. In the meantime, Tyler Kennedy is walked.
Back up to bat, number 64.
He is going to head to first. And so still the one out and one on first. That's Kennedy. Just got walked by Courtney, and ripping one foul to left is Hunter Miller. Put one strike on the count. Courtney out there pitching his fourth inning. He has given up just the 2 hits. 4 flyouts, 3 groundouts on him today. 0s on the ERA, of course. 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Those are his numbers. 0-2 pitch is very high. So it's 1-2 with 1 on for Hunter Miller. Mentioned he's a Floridian and Actually, the entire school, USC Beaufort. A couple of years ago, before they joined the Peach Belt, they were members of the Sun Conference, previously known as the Florida Sun. Mostly Florida schools, as you would imagine, an NAIA conference. That's where USCB came from. Swing and a miss in the meantime from Miller. That's strike 3 and a UNG strikeout.
Back up to bat, number 8, Carson Weathers.
And so with 2 down, we'll go to Carson Weathers, the left fielder. 6th in the order here on the top of the 4th. Weathers does have a hit so far today. And that's his only AB. See if he can continue that. Second hit right now would certainly do the Sand Sharks some good. They could use a run to try and make up this 5-run disadvantage. Well, they'll throw to first just to make sure we didn't forget. But that is something that this UNG bullpen has a tendency to do. Courtney, the junior, trying to get out of the inning. In good shape so far. Well, of course, it doesn't count when you catch it off the net. Nice catch anyway, though, from Stripling. Seems like one of those rules they'd put in Banana Ball, the Savannah Bananas. Taking the baseball world by storm. A little bit controversial, too, I think. Baseball purists, I've heard the argument that it kind of takes away from some of the traditions, what makes the sport great, and others say, well, it's getting a lot of non-baseball fans involved. It's a very different game when the Bananas are in town. And I know that if a fan in the stands catches a fly ball, that counts as an out. Seems like they'd do something with the net, too. And that's going to be a base hit, banana ball or no. It'll put runners in the corners. A single, and, well, the solid day at the plate for Carson Weathers continues. 2 hits and 2 ABs. Can't argue with that. He'll head to first. And advancing to third is Kennedy. So still 2 down, but USCB in a little bit better shape. Really any base hit at this point would give them their first run of the day. And, well, it would be about fitting for the weekend. That is just how this 4th inning has tended to go for the Sand Sharks. Still got work to do if they're going to turn the inning into runs, though. Ball 1, it's outside. Here in the top of the 4th, 2 outs. Anthony Storzieri is up. Had a fly out in his first attempt. They will make the play at second. They had options. But Starling comes over, tags second, gets the assist from Skipper. And we hit the middle of the 4th. Still no score for the Sand Sharks. UNG had to put the clamps on it. We're in a bit of trouble, but got out of it. 5-0, still the score, still the lead for North Georgia. See if they can add to it in the bottom of inning number 4. This is the Nighthawks Sports Network. Welcome back. We at the bottom of inning number 4. It's UNG 5 and USC Buford nothing. 5 runs on 6 hits for the Nighthawks, and we're back to the top of the order with Andrew Zapata. And he will walk strike 1. Cam Dimitrian is throwing to him. And that is ball 1. So 1-1 count. Dimitrian, lefty junior from Thomas Jefferson High School in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. In his 3rd year at Buford, as it's another ball. 10 appearances as a freshman, made 2 starts, 11 total innings. And last year as a sophomore had a 2-2 record. Apata is going to try and run this out. Can't quite do it. Grounder from 5-3.
Back up to bat, number 37, Noah.
So it's 1 out, and we come to Darden, as Apata will ground out to start the inning. But Dimitrian was mentioning the 2-2 record a season ago. 2 starts, 21 total innings, had 22 strikeouts. And he has the honor of throwing the first perfect game in USC Buford's program history. That was against Claflin. And it was also the first ever perfect game, as that one beats the wall. It's gone. Noah Darden. 1-run homer. The solo HR for the freshman. And North Georgia keeps the runs coming. Big one from Noah Darden. It's the 3rd of the weekend. 1 apiece in all 3 games now. How about it? From Noah Darden, the freshman out of Cumming continues to have a huge freshman season. And bring Riley Frost back up there. 6-0 Nighthawks. Ahead by a lot at the moment. Frost is going to walk 2 straight balls to get his at-bat started. I was mentioning Dimitrian's perfect game against Claflin. That was the first ever season for Buford as a Peach Belt Conference member. They were hybrid NAIA NCAA D2 affiliated in their first transition year. And it was actually not only USCB's first ever perfect game, it was the first ever perfect Peach Belt Conference pitching appearance as well. Dimitrian is not going to have that sort of success today, but still trying to keep his team in it against a tough opponent here in the Nighthawks. This one's fouled out to the left. It's going to take a bounce softly close to one of our UNG athletic staff members out there. Was able to dodge it, though. That's all outside of your screen. 3-2 the count. Payoff pitch with 1 out. It is inside. Frost confidently lets it go. He will head to first.
Back up to bat, number 18, Philip Ard.
So Philip Ard, he's back up there. Already a 6-0 lead. Just 1 out in the bottom of the 4th for UNG. Dimitrian throws to him. It is inside for ball 1. Dimitrian on the day. That was his 3rd walk that he just gave away to Riley Frost. Has 1 strikeout, giving away that home run earlier on in the inning, and a double as well. He's hit 1 with a pitch. He does have 1 strikeout. It was Philip Ard, as a matter of fact, who was struck out looking. Trying to avoid that fate this time. This one's foul. So you got 1-2. 2 strikes in a row in the count. And we'll get a replenishing of baseballs for the home plate umpire before we get this one back underway. Art steps back in the box. We got a 1-2 pitch coming here in the bottom of the fourth. Art swings and fouled it off to the left. So whatever happens in this AB, we'll still get to Edwin Bowman. I guess he could theoretically have a double play. Most likely we'll get to Bowman the fourth. He was fifth in the order. Pitch from Domitian. Ard liked it, and that's the reason why. Puts it fair, and that is a tough one for USCB to swallow. It'll be a double. That's just one of the most difficult places to field from. Just barely stays fair over there. Beats the line at third base and sticks there for a while. Weathers eventually got it in left field, but not before both runners advanced a couple. Runners on second and third. And, well, that might be the end of the day for Domitian. Sure will be. They will pull his replacement out from the bullpen, and that means we'll take a break here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. It is 6-0 for now, but North Georgia threatening to add more here in the bottom of the fourth. Don't go away. We'll be back. Pitching change and the rest of the bottom of the fourth are coming next. Back with you in the bottom of the fourth. Danny Catula with you live on the Nighthawk Sports Network. And it's Edwin Bowman, the fourth up there. He is going to face a new pitcher. It's a guy we saw in relief yesterday as well. Josh Patterson is his name. Another Bluffton native from right there where USC Beaufort call home. And he will deliver a strike for strike one. Yesterday he came in relief and could have been a better day for him, to be certain. Gave up 4 runs, no hits, but 4 earned runs, 4 walks before he was relieved himself. It was a mostly disappointing inning for the USCB bullpen where they used 4 guys in 1 frame. And it was, again, that middle of the game where USCB just really struggled to keep the Nighthawks off the board. North Georgia today have just been batting consistently well. Although, well, that'll really help the Nighthawks, or sorry, the Sandsharks cause, I should say. It'll be out number 2 in the inning, a strikeout in his first time on the mound for Josh Patterson today. That's the start he would have wanted. And that'll bring us to Luke Starling. Sophomore comes in with 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. That's inside. Oh, just kidding. It's in the zone, so 0 and 1. So I think the scoreboard had it wrong too. We're all expecting it to be a ball. Patterson delivers in the zone. No doubt about that one. Well, was that first pitch a ball in the end? Still haven't changed the scoreboard. Well, we'll see about that. Oh, swing and a miss, and yeah, it sure was. 3 strikes and 3 pitches, and 2 strikeouts. Up and down. Made it look easy. Josh Patterson, a much better performance in this 4th inning than the 4th inning a couple of games ago, and thanks to his help, it remains a 6-0 lead for the Nighthawks to nothing more. 2 guys stranded in good position, and the Sandsharks still within reaching distance. If they can start to connect at bat, we could have an interesting finish to this one. For now, it's 6-0 Nighthawks ahead. Right here on the Nighthawks Sports Network. Stick with us. Top of the 5th inning, and it could be an important one for USC Beaufort. They're still having to face Daniel Courtney, who's had a pretty solid day, made a good account for himself, his first appearance on the weekend. Giving up just 3 hits and no runs, that's the important part. He'll throw a ball followed by a strike. In the first at-bat of the 5th, it's Hudson Morgan who's up there out of Kernersville, North Carolina. And this one is hit out to right. Just not quite the spot he wanted it to go over there in right field. Hardly had to move for it, did Bowman. And he gets under it and makes the play. So the fly out for Miller. Quick end to his AB. And that is going to bring up Carson Weathers. Good news for Beaufort. He's been solid in both of his ABs so far. Weathers 2 for 2. Couple of singles on the day to be specific. It's outside to him, 1-1. That one, did it hit him? Yeah, sure did. Got him on the arm, and he will auto advance to first. As a result, and they'll just take a quick break, the umpires, and try to figure it out. I mean, surely there was nothing in that. I think he just missed it. Unless they're going to try and discuss if it actually hit him. Yeah, they're going to say he advances to first. Seems like the right call. First time Daniel Courtney hits anybody with a pitch today. 1 HBP from each bullpen now. 1 out. And, well, scrambling was Stripling, but figured it out in time to keep anything untoward from happening. Weathers is there on first after he got hit. Stays 2 for 2. Anthony Storzieri is up. He swings and misses. Sorry, no, that's Carson Phillips up there right now. And throw to first unsuccessful. And Sebastian Biggs is actually the guy over there at first. He's the one who got hit. My apologies on that error. Biggs of the ground out and the HPP. This one is flown out over towards first. Play is made. And Biggs has to retreat back to his first base path. 2 down. Just Biggs on first. And Seth Robinson is up. Daniel Courtney, lefty from Peachtree City, trying to get out of the top of the 5th the same way they have in the previous 4 UNG, scoreless. That one's going to be ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 down. Courtney a season ago in 2023, well, they'll give up a hit this time. He was named to the Peach Belt Conference Team of Academic Distinction. And this time he'll give away a single. So it's Brian Meyer up next to DH as Seth Robinson heads to first on his base hit. So he's got 1, Phillips does 2, and Carson Weathers got a pair of hits today for USC Beaufort's. Runners on first and second. Top of the 5th, 6-0 the Nighthawks lead. Courtney's pitch is inside the zone. Strike 1. Courtney was a second-team All-State selection, first-team All-Region in high school. Still holds the single-season record for strikeouts at his high school, which is Stars Mill down there, south of Atlanta. 2021 state champ over there. And for whatever reason, he's a Milwaukee Brewers fan. That's his favorite professional team. I couldn't tell you why that is. Usually you get a lot of Hawks fans, maybe Grizzlies down here in the southeast, but the Braves in the MLB. Brewers, that's a strange one. Courtney's pitch is outside, and we're looking at 2-2. Coming into the day, 30 exactly the innings pitched for Courtney this season. Giving up 32 hits, 13 runs. He'll be fouled back. We'll stay at 2-2. 11 earned runs, only 6 walks coming in for Daniel Courtney. And, well, today he's only added 2. And he's also picked up his 30th and 31st strikeouts of the season. This one is outside for ball 3. And, I mean, it's a 6-0 lead for UNG, but notwithstanding, I think it's an awfully important 3-2 pitch coming. You got runners on first and second. If you walk Meyer, the bases are loaded. And you got 2 down, top of the 5th. Here comes that pitch. It is fouled. We'll try it again. Can't tell you how many times in baseball you get a payoff pitch, it really matters, and you kind of psych yourself up for an important result, and it's just a foul ball, you got to try it again. Courtney. Try this payoff one more time. 3-2 pitch. It is outside. And not particularly close either. So Meyer heads to first. It is the third walk of the day from Courtney. And, well, is that all for him? Out comes 25th year head coach for UNG, Tom Cantrell. Is he going to end the day for Courtney? Well, he's having a conversation. Is it just a visit, or do we call to the bullpen? Right now, it looks like he might give him a chance. I think if he was going to replace him, he already would have done it. Yeah, he'll turn around and leave him out there. Well, there's nobody in the bullpen anyway, so there was nobody to call to, I guess. So here we go. 2 down. Courtney, bases loaded. Has a jam to get himself out of. Tyler Kennedy, the catcher, trying to bring home the first run of the day for USCB. Oh boy, almost did him. Thankfully for Courtney, he didn't. It'll just be ball 1. Courtney's 1-0 pitch is next. It is put in play, and the grounder to first. Play from 4-3 is successful. Wii music blares in the background, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 6-0, Nighthawks on top. And we'll see if they can improve on that in the bottom of inning number 5. Don't go away. You're listening to the Nighthawks Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th, and it's Nighthawks up 6-0. Jorge Arispuro is back up for UNG, and the Sand Sharks with the ace reliever. All of a sudden, Josh Patterson are looking to try and keep things manageable. And you talk about a last inning. It wasn't the best of days yesterday for Patterson, but he has had a short memory. Pitched 2 straight strikeouts to get his team out of the 4th inning. And, well, now he has got a 1-1 count, make it 1-2 on Arispuro, who swings and misses. Patterson pitches low. Here's a 2-2 pitch coming on Arispuro. Patterson, another guy we talked about earlier on, Storzieri. They're both from Bluffton, South Carolina, right there in town. Although Patterson comes via Georgia College, the Bobcats in Milledgeville. Conference rival now of both these teams. Swing and a miss from Arispuro in the meantime. It is another strikeout for Patterson. 3 strikeouts and 3 ABs. Continues to dominate at the moment. And it's 1 down. Here's Brady Skipper again. Patterson pitches fast and a little outside, but he'll get the benefit of the doubt. 0-1, 1 down. Nobody on. Patterson, the righty pitcher, 6'3", 240, and he'll pitch another strike. From May River High School is Patterson. A junior, but again started at Georgia College. Transferred in for the 2023 season, and a called strikeout. Josh Patterson has been a revelation here. 4 strikeouts in 4 batters. Let's see if the bottom of the order could do anything to stem the tide. Bryson Stripling, the catcher, is out there trying to keep Patterson from 5 strikeouts of 5. He'll deliver another one right down the middle. Patterson a season ago in his first year for the Sand Sharks after transferring in. He played in 43 total games. He was a two-way player, as a matter of fact. Still listed as a righty pitcher and an infielder on the roster. He played in 26 as a first baseman and a DH at times. Had 17 appearances on the mound. This is 2 straight balls from him. So he is human at least. 2-1 is the count, 2 down. Stripling, the junior, trying to keep things going in the 5th for UNG. Patterson. Again, it's low, so 3-1 all of a sudden. So 3-1 with 2 down. He's got 20 strikeouts coming into this one. And total now in the season, he's got 24. That is going to be a ball, so ball 4. It will stop the run of 4 consecutive strikeouts for Josh Patterson. But he will walk one here. I think he'll still feel pretty good about the performance he's put together so far. He's got to get out of the inning. Andrew Zapata is up, so no easy task. Patterson will go back to work. And that'll be strike 1. Zapata missed. Stripling's on first after the walk. These 4 strikeouts today, still not enough for his season high. His first appearance of the season, February 2nd, against Anderson, in-state non-conference opponent for USCB. Patterson had 5 strikeouts that time in 6 innings pitched. Also put together 4 strikeouts in 5.2 in a loss at North Greenville. In fact, it was the earlier performance here at UNG yesterday, the first time he had put together less than 2 strikeouts in a game. And he's 1 strikeout away from getting 5 in this one. Patterson's 0-2 to Apata. Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts and 6 from Josh Patterson, a walk in between. And UNG has absolutely no answer. Towards the top of the order for the 6th, but first we are headed back on defense. Nighthawks trying to hold on to the 6-0 lead heading into frame number 6. Despite the heroics from Patterson, it's UNG, number 23 in the nation, up by 6 runs. Nighthawk Sports Network will be back with more baseball action in a moment. We reach the top of 6. It is UNG up 6-0 on the Sandsharks of USC Beaufort. And up to bat is Hunter Miller leading off in this top of the 6th. Still Daniel Courtney out there pitching after he got a word from his head coach towards the end. It was a mound visit. Didn't replace him, and they keep him out there to start the 6th as well. Foul ball and a called strike make it 0-2. Tom Cantrell in his 25th year as the head coach of UNG. That was a little outside. So 1-2. What Courtney has worked up on Hunter Miller, the right fielder. Kane Keith and Nick Palmer are the assistants, by the way. Jack Rivetis is the student manager. Miller. Little slap shot into left center, and that's a base hit. The 6th of the day for the Sand Sharks. And as a result, on first base is Hunter Miller. Miller has a strikeout, a walk, and now a hit. That is his batting history today. Foul ball here for Carson Weathers, 6th in the order. Still the 2 official at-bats, both of them hits. And that'll be ball 1. Carson Weathers playing in left field today. It's pretty uneventful. What a catch. Starling makes it in short. Beautiful grab, and that's reminiscent of the play he made yesterday in a similar spot. Gets over there and grabs it off the ground. Just kind of a line drive out there to him. Made it look easy. So Starling, more solid defense. And that brings us to first out of the inning. This one's sent inside, but it is going to paint the corner in the zone. Anthony Storzieri takes ball 1. Storzieri, a junior out of Bluffton High School grad as well. Born and raised over there. 6 appearances in his sophomore season in 2023. Did have 2 starts last year, recorded a double in his 7 at-bats. Storzieri. This one grounded to third. Play at second. Play at first. It's safe at first, but out at second successfully was Miller over there. So Storzieri gets to first, beats the throw, avoiding the double play. But we continue with the top of the 6th. Sand Sharks, still nothing on the board. They would like to fix that sooner rather than later, goes without saying. Courtney pitches one to Hudson Morgan, and that is wide right. Hudson Morgan, true freshman from Kernersville, North Carolina, went to East Forsyth High School. Season high was 2 hits in a home game against Embry-Riddle. Interestingly enough, all 4 of Morgan's starts this season, his 4 appearances, they've all been losses for USCB. 0-2 the count to him. 0-2, 2 outs. Morgan strikes it and it falls right. Hits that roof again. And we'll stick with an 0-2 count. Courtney just about out of the 6th. Where goes his pitch? Right to Starling. Throws to first. It's on time. So Morgan grounds out, and the top of the 6th is done and dusted. Still that 6-0 lead that we've had since the 4th inning for the Nighthawks. They will look to advance and add to that lead when we return. Bottom of the 6th is up next. It's the Nighthawks Sports Network. All right, bottom of the 6th. Pretty important moment of this game. It's a 6-0 advantage for the Nighthawks on USC Beaufort. And it's a new pitcher in there to try to carry the Sand Sharks through. Devin Marlowe is a true sophomore out of Union Grove High School in McDonough, Georgia. And, well, he'll start off fairly smoothly with a fly out on Noah Darden. And so that is going to bring up Riley Frost. Had a solid day today. Devin Marlowe, the righty pitcher a season ago, was pretty eventful year for him. as he actually played a decent amount in the field. This will be a base hit, and running to second is Frost. He is there in time, very fortunate. But credit him the double, I suppose. Bit dangerous, but it works, and that's not the first time we said that about Frost today. He had a questionable decision to run home that earned him a run. Earlier on, it's the second inning, if memory serves. Might have been the third. But either way, double applied to Frost's record today. It was already a solid day at the plate, and Philip Ard is up next. Ard today has a double. He's also walked and struck out looking. That'll be a fly out to add to his day. So Ard is down. 2 down total in the inning after Darden had a fly out as well. Edwin Bowman the fourth, the right fielder, he's up there. And UNG trying to add to this 6-0 advantage. Gonna have to make something happen with this AB. Bowman had the homer, his first of the year, and the second leg of the doubleheader yesterday. And he'll put this one into shallow right, and that's 3 flyouts in the same inning. So easy enough for the Sand Sharks. Defense makes it easy on Devin Marlowe in his first inning of the day. That does it for the 6th. 2/3 of the way through this one, and it is still 6-0 North Georgia with some solid defense continuing to hold Beaufort scoreless, but they have also been unable to get a whole lot of traction in these last couple innings. Still that 6-0 advantage. Top of the 7th is next. And it's right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Top of the 7th action on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Danny Catula with you all. Glad you're here with us. 3rd game of the weekend series. And North Georgia currently with a 6-0 lead after winning both games in the doubleheader yesterday. Sand Sharks trying to make a comeback. We ball one for a new pitcher out there. It's Jacob Lassier, senior righty from Alpharetta. 6'3", 175, went to Alpharetta High School over there. This one is caught right in the left glove of Philip Ard, and it was made nice and easy for him. So nothing doing on that occasion for Sebastian Biggs in the bottom of the order. We're up to Carson Phillips, and another change to bring you is Josh Sosa, somebody we saw towards the end, a substitution in that second game. Sosa came in. He was pinch running at first and ended up coming in to the field as well. Edwin Bowman has been replaced over there in right field. Phillips will most likely fly this one out. Sure will. It was in foul territory, but Art is going to make 2 straight plays. Very different plays, but all the same. Couple of flyouts.
Number 1, Seth Robinson.
And so up comes Seth Robinson. Unfruitful top of the 7th so far for the Sand Sharks. Remember, they need 6 runs to get their way back into this. It's inside, ball 1. Jacob Lassier again is the current pitcher, replacing Daniel Courtney to start the top of the 7th. That's outside. Probably a little high in the zone as well. Lassier on the year, 3.27 ERA. And he will go back to an inside pitch. Inside, outside, inside for a 3-0 count. 2 down for UNG. Nobody on base for Buford. Lassier's 3-0 is right down the middle. Simple strike decision. It is 3-1. Seth Robinson trying to keep the inning alive. Another pitch down the center. And we got a 3-2, folks. Lassier's only pitched more than a full inning on 3 occasions. Pitched 2 apiece against Quincy and Columbus State. Pitched 3.1 at Georgia College in one of those weekend games. And, well, he'll pitch at least one here. Gets in and out of the 7th inning with 3 straight flyouts. Seth Robinson is the most recent default victim to a flyout. 7th inning stretch, which means we'll have the bottom of the 7th inning coming soon. UNG, number 23 in the nation, looking to keep it that way as they try to finish off a perfect weekend series against USCB. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 7th, and it's UNG up by 6. Score hasn't changed in a while. And we'll see if UNG can add to it here. This stage in the game, 4 runs would do it on a run rule. 2 straight strikes to start the leadoff AB here in the bottom of the 7th. It is still Devin Marlowe up there. And, well, that's not going to be strike 3 by any measure. Talked about Marlowe a season ago as a freshman, making quite a few appearances. But he was a hitter, actually, and he did not pitch once as a freshman. Converted outfield player into a right-handed pitcher. That's not something that I've seen particularly often. 6'2", 160 pitcher. Is the throw in time? Yes, it is. Nice job to corral it over there by Sebastian Biggs, the third baseman. gets the throw to Storzieri in time. And so a ground out for Starling. That brings Jorge Arispuro back up. Left fielder trying to get something on the board. And, well, that'll be strike one with one down. Arispuro out of Lawrenceville for North Georgia. He'll foul that one away. 0-2 is his count. Arispuro in 3 at-bats. Does have 1 run, 2 hits, 1 RBI as well. 5 different guys with an RBI today for North Georgia. Arispuro joins Skipper, Opata, Darden, and Bowman, the only guy with multiple. He's got 2. And remember, he got substituted out, so his day is done. At strike 3. Called strike. Coming from Marlowe after an absolute strikeout clinic from Josh Patterson before him. Marlowe keeps the momentum going there. And with 2 outs, nobody on base, we head to Skipper. Brady Skipper, the second baseman, working against Devin Marlowe, the sophomore from McDonough. Marlowe mentioned he's a converted outfield player into a pitcher. He's a big fan of fishing in his free time. And, well, he's worked up a 3-0 count now. Skipper will take strike 1. 3-1 count, 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 7. Still that 6-0 advantage for the Nighthawks. And ball 4. So send Bryson Stripling back up. Bottom of the order. He will try to keep this inning going, and you got 1 on base for the first time in the inning. Skipper's there on first. Stripling going to do all he can not to strand him there. Marlowe's pitch. Stripling hits it left center. Had a little bit too much under it, and the left field play is made by Weathers. So that does it. 7th inning is accounted for. We head to the 8th, and it's still the 6-0 lead for UNG. See if they can hold on to it on defense in the top of the 8th. You're listening to the Nighthawk Sports Network. Okay, top of the 8th. We're not quite at last chance saloon time for the USC Beaufort Sand Sharks, but we're getting there. Got to have at least 6 runs over the next 2 innings in order to keep this alive. And you'd like to get a head start on that, to say the least, if you are the visitors today. Strike 1 coming from Jacob Lassier. And that is strike 2. At the plate, it's Brian Meyer, the DH. Jacob Lassier currently on the mound. He comes with a host of awards and accolades. He'll throw one outside for ball 1. 3 years in a row, a Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll Gold Scholar. D2ADA Academic Achievement Award last year. Team of Academic Distinction in the PBC 2 years ago. And the Academic All-Star will get helped out by a ground out. Starling over to Ard for the ground out play.
Back up to bat, number 19, Tyler Kennedy.
And Tyler Kennedy comes back up, the catcher for the Sand Sharks. Lassier has one down. Also in 2023, Lassier was a Peach Belt Conference Elite 16 award winner. Swing and a miss coming from Kennedy that time. Lassier, no stranger in high school to accolades either. He was named All-Region second team, get this, in 2 separate positions. 1-1 the count now to him. Answer Mark and Tanya. He's a big disc golfer, also likes fishing. Talked about Marlowe being a fishing fan. Apparently Lassier a good cook as well. Lassier's 2-1. It is hit by Kennedy into center. Oh, nearly getting under it and making the play was Apata, but instead it squirms underneath him, and this is going to end up being a triple for Tyler Kennedy. Big time for the Sand Sharks to get something positive. And, well, that certainly counts in that category. Tyler Kennedy is going to pick up the triple. It is his first hit of the day. And 6th hit of the day for the Sand Sharks. Very solid outing. As far as hits are concerned, just have not converted them into runs. 1 out, runner on 3rd. That is a strike from Lassier. Oh, 1 at the moment for Hunter Miller, make it 1-1. Runner is Kennedy on 3rd. That's low for 2-1. Hunter Miller, a sophomore out of Fort Pierce, Florida. Batted .316 his freshman year. 43.4 on base percentage. Also tied for the team lead in home runs. He had 2 a season ago. Remember, USCB to this point in the season, not a single home run to their credit. Miller, as a freshman, also led his team in RBIs, had 31 of those. Here's another ball, so that brings us to a 3-2 count. Really not the worst time to walk a guy if you're Lassier. You're not bumping anybody forward at this point. Strikeout would do you a lot of good, though, with the runner on 3rd. It is fouled behind. We'll try it again. Hunter Miller continues the at-bat. On the season for Miller. He has started every single game. Appeared in 84 at-bats coming into this one. 13 runs on 25 hits, 12 RBIs. 9 doubles. Talked about it in the open. Only Carson Phillips has a triple. Nice snag. And, well, it was a strange way to get the out. Not the best of throws, but before that, the look-off was the most important part. Jacob Lassier is going to keep Kennedy at third, and Miller is eventually out at first base. So that'll bring us to 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Kennedy still on third base. And now we have Carson Weathers. Had a undeniably good day at the plate. Hasn't met anything on the scoreboard yet for Buford, but you never know what can change, especially with the hot batting of Weathers. This would be the time for him to grab another hit, if there ever was one. 6-0, but you got one on third. 2 outs, 0-2. Lassier's pitch fouled away. So we remain at 0-2. Lassier composes himself. Away it goes. Fouled one more time. Weathers is 2 for 3 today. 2 hits early on and the fly out more recently. Two straight foul balls in the AB for Weathers. That's low, 1-2. Still plenty of at-bat to work with if you're Jacob Lassier. 2 more balls to throw before you got to deliver a strike. And it comes. This one is grounded over to Starling. Throw is close, but it is on time. That'll do it for the top of the 8th. Nighthawks just really have to get out of the top of the 9th at this point. They could also end it in the bottom of the 8th with some nice batting. Things are looking good for UNG. They got to finish it, though. Come back and see if they can get it done. Bottom of the 8th is up next. You're listening to the Nighthawks Sports Network. Here we go, bottom of the 8th. Andrew Zapata is up. We are at the top of the order. as North Georgia holds a 6-0 lead. They have taken full advantage of their 9 hits today. Sand Sharks can't say the same. USC Beaufort with 6 hits, no runs. New pitcher out there is Tucker Dove, and he will throw ball 1 for a 1-0 count to Andrew Zapata. Zapata puts that one, well, almost in a gap, but it was closed down immediately. Throw is made in time. It is out number 1. Nice play from third base, Sebastian Biggs. Great fielding work. So up and down in no time is the leadoff hitter Andrew Zapata. 3 ABs today. Does have an RBI on a sac fly, but a strikeout, 3 groundouts, and a fly out to go with that. Ball 1 sent by Tucker Dove to Noah Darden. DH batting second in the lineup. Darden today, 4 ABs, 2 runs, 1 hit, an RBI. It was a solo home run. Also advanced on an error and a ground out and fly out, 1 apiece. 1-1 count. It's 2-1 now. A ball and a strike go on the board. 1 down, nobody on base for UNG. Already leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. That is outside. Good eye from Darden. 3-1 the count to him. Dove pitches low and inside. It's ball 4. And that is going to put Darden on first base. He is walked. And walked for the first time today. That's going to bring up Riley Frost. Solid outing. Only 2 official at-bats for him. 2 hits, 2 runs. One of them was a double. No RBIs today. He got walked once and hit by a pitch as well. No outs for him on the day. 2 for 2. 0-1 with the 1 out. Darden on first. They will throw to him. He is safe. Tucker Dove wears the number 29. Righty pitcher for USCB. Trying to steal second is Darden. Just barely, but he is safe. So he steals second. And Dove, the 6'4", 230 pitcher, will continue to work on Riley Frost. Dove is a senior out of Columbia, South Carolina. Went to Richland Northeast High School. 5 appearances as a freshman in 2021. Had 4 total innings. This one is a high but successful enough throw to make it 2 down as Riley Frost grounds out at first. And that brings Philip Ard up there. Ard 4th in the lineup. Been a decent spot for him. Had a double today. He's also walked, struck out, looking, and had a fly out. That's been his day. A little up and down. Tucker Dove going to throw to him. Dove is a freshman. 5 appearances, those 4 innings, 3 strikeouts. And he will throw strike 1 to Ard. As a sophomore in 2022, 3-4 record. 13 appearances for Dove, 4 starts, 15 strikeouts. Took a little bit of a step back in productivity last year. 8 appearances, just 1 start, 15.2 innings. Picked up just 10 strikeouts. Hoping for a solid senior year. And remember, that junior year for him was USCB's first in the Peach Belt, first in Division II. Very much a change in the competition level. USC Beaufort made a big move up. They'll make a check down to the first base umpire, and he says that Philip Barr did not swing through. Makes it 2-1. Tucker Dove on the air this year is already making his 10th appearance. This one here. He's got a 2-2 count worked up against Dard. Pitched 3.1 and a win against Edward Waters. In fact, he was involved in 4 of USCB's 7 wins. Also involved in 5 losses so far. That is inside, so 3-2 pitch, payoff coming. 2 down, remember, with Darden on second base. Sand Sharks could get out of the inning and only need 6 to force a bottom of the 9th. All that could come with 1 strike here. Dove's pitch is outside. Ball 4, and so advance hard to first. Here comes Josh Sosa up there. Josh Sosa, the new right fielder, 5th in the order, replacing Edwin Bowman IV, who had those 2 RBIs on his 2nd inning single. Correction, it was a 1st inning single. This one is flied out to right. It is a foul ball. Bowman had 4 ABs, the 1 hit for 2 RBIs. Strikeout and a couple flyouts as well. Sosa, this is his first at-bat of the day, and indeed, just his 2nd of the weekend series. Sosa thought about it, let it go, and it was a strike. So after the foul ball, it's a called strike for 0-2. Sosa on the season batting just 136 in 22 at-bats. Tucker Dove's pitch, swing and a miss. Sosa reached for it, and well, he tried to run it out to first, but that was not relevant to the situation. So that will do it for the 8th. Top of the 9th is coming. USCB has played solid defense. The bullpen's been much better in this 3rd game of the weekend, but it might not be enough. They're going to need 6 in the top of the 9th to keep this game going. Stick around, see if they can do it. You are listening to the Nighthawk Sports Network. See you in a moment. Top of the 9th, if it wasn't go time for USCB, it is now. Anthony Storzieri is up there, and, well, he and the Sand Sharks have got to get 6 to force a bottom of the 9th inning. If not, UNG will take all 3 games of the weekend in a bid to keep their top 25 status for another week. Well, didn't find the zone, and I would not be the one to be able to tell you what part of the zone it missed. That one's in, though. Just had to wait a second to make sure that was indeed the call. Jacob Lassier has 2-1 on First batter of the top of the ninth, that is Storzieri. Left to Native, swings. This one is out to the right. It is foul. It is uncatchable over that short right side wall. So we'll go to 2-2. Nobody out. It's the leadoff hitter in the ninth. Nobody on base, of course. Lassier, the senior. His pitch is put in play. Starling's been great all day at short, continues to be solid. He makes the throw to Ard in time, and it's one down.
Now batting for the Sand Sharks, number 13, Aiden Driscoll-Sadowski.
And they are going to bring in a substitute for Beaufort. It is number 13 out of Crawfordville, Florida, Aiden Driscoll-Sadowski. 5'10", 190. And he is in for Hudson Morgan at the shortstop spot. That is the substitution. And it's Beaufort's first, actually, of the afternoon. Obviously, aside from bullpen calls. So Driscoll-Sadowski is up there. He will face his first pitch of the day. That's fouled back. Strike one. Driscoll-Sadowski on the season. Well, he is a senior. Last year batted .279. Played in 33 games, 31 starts. It was his first year in Beaufort colors. Transferred in after 2 years at Cayuga Community College. Before that went to Wakulla Christian School. Crawfordville, Florida, that is strike three. Toward the outside of the zone, but it counts. Strikeout for Lassier and UNG. 2 down, 1 out wins it. Sebastian Biggs is back up. Third baseman. Trying to extend the game. Give the Sand Sharks a little more life. It'll be ball one. Swing and a miss on the inside pitch. 1-1. Lassier working against Biggs. Sebastian Biggs, a 6'2", 180 junior from Plainfield, Illinois. He will hit this one, base hit. We're going back to the top of the order. Single for Biggs. And so we head to Carson Phillips again. But a big day yesterday. The 4 runs, 4 RBIs across 2 games. Not as big of a day, admittedly, for him on this Sunday. Just 1 hit in 4 ABs, 3 flyouts other than that. Lassier pitches a strike to him. 0-1. That is fouled away. 0-2. A strike from Lassier wins it. Lassier with 1 strikeout on the day. Giving away just 2 hits, no runs. Can he finish this game off right here? Lassier's pitch, it is in play, fair to third. The throw is not in time. And another base hit. Third base hit of the day against Lassier. They put 5 up against Daniel Courtney, and so first and second are occupied. We keep playing.
Now batting for the Sand Sharks, number 7, Nico Andre.
Another change. Seth Robinson, the second baseman, is replaced by a guy we saw starting in both the first 2 games. This looks like a pinch hitter situation rather than a defensive change because Nico Andre is a catcher. And it's Seth Robinson, the second baseman's turn in the lineup. That's my best guess, although USCB, I guess, is going to have to score a lot of runs to even go out and play defense again. Probably the logic at this point. You might as well throw your best hitters out there. Throw caution to the wind at this stage in the game. 0-1 count, Lassier. Had worked up 0-2 before the base hit last time. That finds its way into the outside portion of the zone. 0-2, 2 outs. We'll do it again. Nico Andre, his first at-bat today. 5'10 junior from Murrells Inlet, South Carolina. Newberry College transfer. Hits this one into left center. The diving catch is missed by Apata. It is going to score 2. USCB has life on the 2 RBI double from the substitute Nico Andre. Likely his only at-bat of the day, and it's a big one. It is 6-2 now, and that's going to be a mound visit at the very least. As Jacob Lassier with the 2 outs is going to have to dig deep to finish this one off. It's kind of shades of the second game yesterday. At the end of the 8th, North Georgia was up 12-3. Ended up giving away a few and making things interesting at the end. It was Wes Lotz, the senior, on the mound on that occasion, and now the senior Lassier is in a similar spot. He's just got to get 1 out, and he's got still plenty of time. Could even give up a couple more runs and finish the job, but now it's 6-2. Scoreless day be gone for the Sand Sharks. That is strike 1 from Lassier. Still delivering a lot of strikes, just giving away hits at crucial moments right now. Brian Meyer, DH, he's back up. Nico Andre's on second. Meyer today, 3 ABs, not a hit among them. That one is fouled left. Way left. 0-2 the count. Third time in a row. Last time and the time before that we've been here, it's been a base hit the result. Lassier's third 0-2 pitch of the inning. Fouled behind. 6-2 the score. USCB 1 strike away from losing what would be yet another one. A third of the weekend. At the same time, ooh, was that it? Not quite. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At the same time, though, for Buford. The run that would cut it to just 1 is on deck. Fine margins here in the top of the 9th. Lassier. Fouled behind. Meyer keeps it alive. Fans are into it. As the Nighthawks just cannot quite finish it off. USC Buford continues to fight. Something we saw from him yesterday evening as well, and something we saw in the Convo Center too in the regional quarterfinals, the basketball games yesterday. That was the theme of the afternoon and evening. Teams just continuing to fight. 2 balls now, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th. To win it, it is A grounder to second. Play to first. Hard makes the catch. And a little bit delayed, but the Nighthawks get it done in the top of the ninth. This one's over. 6-2 is the final score. And so that does it. 6-2 again is your final. North Georgia takes it, in large part due to some solid hitting early on and, more importantly, great defense down the stretch. Only gave up those 2 runs in the top of the ninth. The lead they had built up was more than enough to withstand that. 2 RBIs on the day for Edwin Bowman the fourth on his 2 RBI single. 2 runs, 2 hits for Riley Frost, who had a pretty good day for himself. 2 for 3 on the outing. Andrew Zapata with an RBI despite picking up 0 hits in this third game. He's still going to end up with 7 RBIs, 5 runs and 5 hits across the 3 games. Very good weekend for the leadoff hitter. Noah Darden, the freshman DH, adds 2 runs and a hit, an RBI as well on that solo home run to his season tally. North Georgia going to advance to 19-4 overall this season. They also post an 8-1 PBC mark. So a solid season continues for them. You imagine it's a good enough performance across the weekend to continue their top 25 status. They will have 2 more games here midweek. 2 away games, could be some tough ones. They'll head to Lee University. The Flames will host them in Cleveland, Tennessee, just outside Chattanooga. That's on Tuesday, 5 p.m. first pitch. Then they'll be at Catawba in Salisbury, North Carolina. Interestingly enough, that is the matchup that North Georgia basketball faces this evening as well in the regional semifinal. But baseball will be over there in Salisbury, North Carolina at Catawba on Wednesday. So 2 straight away games in 2 different states. Could be a tough midweek stretch for North Georgia. If they get through those, should be well on their way to another top 25 ranking in a few days' time. Then they'll have Lander for their next PBC series. 1 game apiece, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over there in Greenwood, South Carolina. Got to wait a little while before we get our next home game. That's March 26th, to Tuesday. One-off game in the non-conference slate against the Lions of Emmanuel College out of Franklin Springs. Well, that is all for us. UNG advances to 8-1 in the conference, 19-4 overall, as they win all 3 against USC Beaufort. The Sand Sharks falling to 7-17, 2-7 in the Peach Belt Conference. My name is Danny Catula. Great to have you along with us all weekend long here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Until next time, have a great rest of your Sunday, and go Nighthawks.